So today we are ranking every chapter of Fortnite from the early beginnings of Chapter 1 to the newer experiences of Chapter 6. We've gone through some amazing eras of Fortnite and some that weren't so good. For each chapter we'll consider all the seasons it had and rank it as a package. So let's jump right in. So at number 6 I've gone with Chapter 5. This chapter represented Fortnite's most experimental phase, launching alongside new game modes like Rocket Racing, Lego and Festival. While Festival did find success, the other modes struggled to maintain player engagement long term. Season 1 started with solid fundamentals, but Season 2's Greek mythology theme, despite an incredible trailer, felt underdeveloped. The Zeus lightning bolts and Wings of Icarus were quickly nerfed, and the mythic items lacked the impact expected from such an amazing theme. Season 3's car-centric gameplay divided the entire community, with nitro fists and vehicle mechanics creating unique experiences. Season 4 attempted to recapture the magic of the original Marvel season, but it did fall short of expectations, although Doom's transformation did show real good promise, and that was a good feature that season with that boss. The chapter introduced weapon attachments, but the system became repetitive as players just gravitated towards the same type of setups. While many experiments failed, Chapter 5 provided valuable data that would inform future development, allowing Fortnite to see what players liked and didn't like, and I'm sure they'll learn from the things they tried to make future seasons as good as possible. Number 5, I've gone with Chapter 6. Now at the time of recording, we're only 3 seasons into this chapter, but it has been pretty solid so far. It launched with strong momentum and several key improvements that addressed previous complaints. The chapter brought back hit scan weapons, reversing the unpopular system from Chapter 5, which was welcomed by much of the community. The new map features solid POIs and introduced innovative movement mechanics, including wall kicking and rolling, that added fresh traversal options. The Typhoon Blade provided powerful melee combat while being less frustrating than previous iterations like the baseball bat. Unique concepts like the Void Mask and sprites offered a unique gameplay experience that players embraced. The Dilbit's currency system and black market mechanics created alternative progression paths beyond traditional vault looting, adding strategic depth to matches. The chapter's exotic weapons felt genuinely powerful and impactful. Items like the rocket launcher and Stink Sniper created memorable moments, and it definitely was something different. Every battle pass so far has delivered solid content that satisfied the community. It's hard to rate this chapter right now as we're probably going to get a couple more seasons of it, but so far it's been a solid chapter with decent content. We'll put it 5 for now, but by the time it's all wrapped up, who knows, it could even be top 3. Number 4, Chapter 3. This chapter began with huge promise. Season 1 brought Spider-Man mechanics that let players swing across a fresh map that felt both nostalgic and new. The introduction of weapons like the Stinger SMG and new shotguns completely revolutionized gameplay. This first season was low-key one of Fortnite's primes. Winter 2021 with the new chapter, Spider-Man update, amazing new map, Colombo, and just fun gameplay made for a great era of the game. I low-key loved this season, probably my favorite season post Chapter 2. Season 2 marked a pivotal moment with the launch of Zero Build mode, bringing back many OG players who had been overwhelmed by the advanced building standards. This season also introduced sliding and mantling mechanics that completely enhanced movement. Unfortunately, the chapter's second half fell significantly short. Season 3's vibing theme, centered around a reality tree, felt underwhelming, and Season 4's Chrome theme was equally disappointing. The chapter concluded with what many considered the worst live event in Fortnite history, essentially a cutscene followed by 45 minutes of confusing creative mode content. It started well, but faded out towards the second half. Number 3, Chapter 4. Chapter 4 often gets overlooked, but it did deliver consistent solid content across most of its seasons. Despite launching with significant bugs, Season 1 introduced popular items like the kinetic hammer and the Excalibur sword, plus the innovative augment system. Season 2 expanded the world with Mega City and the kinetic blade, creating memorable new locations and gameplay. The floating islands added vertical gameplay elements that felt fresh and exciting. Season 3 focused on a jungle theme that, while it wasn't universally loved, it did introduce the beloved Mammoth Pistol, which is a weapon that carried significant value and players still love to this day. The kinetic boomerang was less successful, breaking the pattern set by previous kinetic weapons. The chapter concluded brilliantly with Season 4's heist theme, featuring 3 distinct vault locations with unique bosses and mythic weapons. The return of the drum gun and the overall execution made this season a standout finale. A lot of players really enjoyed this chapter of the game. Take Ninja for example. When he did a tier list of every chapter, he put chapter 4 in S tier, which said a lot. It wasn't my favourite, but it's definitely worthy of a top 3 ranking. Number 2, I've gone with Chapter 2. Chapter 2 broke numerous records but suffered from inconsistency. Season 1 became infamous as one of the longest and most content-starved seasons we've ever had, lasting 128 days with very minimal updates. For the first few weeks of the chapter it was really fun with the brand new map and mechanics that did feel very fresh, but once we got to the 3rd and 4th month of this season, it felt like most players just moved on to other games as it got way too stale. However, the chapter certainly found its stride in Season 2 with the introduction of NPCs, mythic weapons, and memorable locations like the Agency and the Shark. Most Fortnite players consider Chapter 2 Season 2 the greatest ever season, and I find it hard to argue against that. It was during peak quarantine, everyone was on the game, the map was amazing with new POIs and bosses, the loot pool was also great with the new mythics which were strong but still fairly balanced, and the battle pass featured so many memorable skins. It was one of the most fun eras of the game, and I remember creating so many great memories around this time, not to mention the Travis Scott event we had, which in my opinion is still the best to this day. Those late night Fortnite sessions during quarantine hit different. This was definitely Fortnite's second prime. Season 3's flood mechanic provided a unique twist, with something completely new. We had sharks, flooded underground POIs, and players either loved or hated this season. Me personally, I liked it a lot. It was something completely different and I liked the unique aspects. Although if the season was any longer, I probably would have got fed up of the flooded theme, but it was good whilst it lasted. And then we've got Season 4, with the Marvel collaboration which was very well received by the community. The Battle Pass was 10 out of 10, with so many great Marvel characters. We had Stark Industries, which was iconic, and had the perfect balance of both casual and competitive gameplay. We also had the Galactus live event, which broke player count records, and was a great way to end the season. Season 5 focused heavily on crossover content, featuring characters like Master Chief and Chun-Li, though this felt like a departure from Fortnite's original identity to some players. The 0 Point theme was okay, nothing bad but nothing too memorable. It felt like a filler season. Season 6's primal theme with makeshift weapons and forgettable locations disappointed many players. It was arguably the worst season we've ever had. The gameplay just felt very stale with the loot pool and the map updates, and the crafting mechanic, it wasn't very well received by the community. Season 7 was a good season with the alien invasion theme and a great battle pass featuring Rick Sanchez. The chapter concluded with Season 8, which was an average season in my opinion, and the finale event, which was kind of ruined with all the leaks. Overall, a really good chapter which featured many highs but also a few lows. It featured Fortnite's second prime, which you'd probably say was between Season 2 and 4, but it did feature some poor seasons as well, so that has to be considered. Overall though, I think it's still worthy of a top 2 ranking. And then at number 1, you can guess it, Chapter 1. I mean, where do we even start? I guess with Season 1. This was the birth of Fortnite Battle Royale, which introduced a completely new mechanic to any other game, building. It was the season where everyone was in the same boat, learning how to play the game, and everyone got very addicted. In terms of content, it didn't have much to offer, but it was literally the first ever season, so you can't expect much there. Despite a few bugs, it was still a solid season and made players want to keep on playing. Season 2 is when I started, and this was such a fun time. I was definitely addicted to the game during this time. We had the first ever Battle Pass featuring Black Knight, the brand new Christmas update featuring new skins and items, and towards the end of the season, we got the biggest update of all time, the huge map update, which featured new POIs, such as Shifty Shafts, Junk Junction, Haunted Hills, but most importantly, Tilted Towers. This was massive. In Season 3, things got even better. The Battle Pass featured more iconic skins, such as the Reaper. We got tons of new stuff, such as llamas and vending machines, and new weapons, such as the hunting rifle. This was when Fortnite started to enter one of its primes. Season 4 was very special. We got the superhero theme with the Great Battle Pass, and map updates such as Dusty Divot, which featured the Hop Rocks. This huge crater at the center of the map was a fun place to drop and was always contested. We had new items like shopping carts, and the Thanos LTM with the Infinity Gauntlet, which was so much fun. The season ended with the first ever live event, the rocket launch, which was insane at the time. Season 5 launched during July 2018, and this was one of the best summers. We got Drift, which was the standout Battle Pass skin, the new desert biome featuring Paradise Palms, and the brand new Playground mode, which was groundbreaking at the time, and tons of other stuff, such as ATKs, rifts, and the drum gun. This was one of Fortnite's most iconic seasons. Season 6 was decent with the Halloween theme. We had the floating island and a few other changes, such as the ruins around the map, which featured shadow stones. It had a good battle pass, but overall, it was one of the weakest seasons from this chapter. Season 7 was incredible. This was during winter 2018, and it's safe to say this was one of the best times of Fortnite. We had the new POIs in the brand new snow biome, amazing new battle pass with the winter themed outfits, new rotations with the planes, and just the overall festive theme this season was executed perfectly. And we had Season 8, one of my all-time favorite seasons. I feel like this season is underappreciated. We had the brand new jungle biome with 3 brand new POIs, and this version of the map was, in my opinion, the best we've had to this day. It featured several different biomes, but still felt really balanced. The battle pass was solid, featuring the one and only Peely, and the pirate theme was really well received. We had new items like ballers, which made for great movement, items like the treasure map, and just the overall balance this season felt really fun to play. Season 9 didn't slow down, another good season. We had new weapons such as the combat shotgun, POIs like the block, which I quite liked, and Neo Tilted, and we had the Fortnite World Cup, which was an incredible experience. Another great era of the game, which I'm so glad to have experienced. And then it all ended with Season X, which wasn't great. The less said about this the better. We had mechs, which were way too OP, the unbalanced gameplay and map with the rift zones, including POIs such as Moisty Palms and Taco Time Greasy. It was different, but it's safe to say that the community didn't like this season, but to be fair, that's literally one bad season out of 10, so still an incredible chapter. It may be nostalgia, but I just had the most fun during this chapter. It felt like we had several different primes, from the nostalgia of 2017 to the ultimate peak during 2018 between seasons 3 and 5, the winter wonderland of season 7, and the 2019 World Cup era. I think overall this chapter had it all, and of course nostalgia plays a part, but there's a reason why this game became the most talked about game in the world at that time. It created so many memories, and I'm very grateful to have experienced this chapter of the game. So there you have it, every chapter of Fortnite ranked from worst to best. Remember, this is just my opinion, and different players will have different preferences. But leave your list in the comments below. It'll be interesting to see the different rankings that everybody has. And for now, there's a load more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.